It's known that the older Sarnaev brother spent about 6 months in Russia last year. Indications are he spent at least some of that time in Dagestan, where his father has a home. CCTV's Daria Bondarchuk reports that it's also the place where both brothers lived for about a year before emigrating to the United States.
The zigzag trace of the Tsarnaev brothers, the suspected Boston bombers, makes a brief stop in Makhachkala, the capital of Dagestan Republic in southern Russia. Here, people are no strangers to sounds of blasts and gunfire as insurgents' attacks and counter-terrorism operations interrupt ordinary life almost on a weekly basis. They can relate to the pain that the residents of Boston feel.
No one deserves terrorist attacks. Civilians die. My opinion of that is strongly negative.
The director of the school where the Tsarnaev brothers studied briefly before immigrating to the United States echoes the sentiments many ordinary Dagestanis share.
As all of the Dagestani people, we condemn the attack that happened in the United States. They should have lived like normal citizens and behaved and abided by the laws existing there.
For decades since the collapse of the Soviet Union, the neighboring South Caucasus republics of Dagestan, Chechnya and Ingushetia have been constantly shaken by the growing force of the underground terrorist networks.
Throughout the conflicts in the Caucasus, there have been three main reasons why young men go to the woods. First is ideology, when young boys are moved by ideas. Second is the social factor. Many young men are not satisfied with their life conditions and poverty. Thirdly, it's psychological instability of the youngsters who are prone to influence and persuasion.
As the investigation continues, it remains unclear whether the Tsarnaev brothers were linked to any militant Islamist networks, as well as where and how they could have been radicalized. Questions also remain as to who could have inspired and tutored them to carry out the deadly attack in Boston. But understanding the background that often sets the pattern for radicalization could be essential in order to avert possible tragedies in the future. Daria Bondarchuk, CCTV, Moscow.